What's up, everyone? This is FPSticks bringing you some more Ferocious Cup practice battles. This first set is against my wife, Katie. She's known as Clarinet Juice in the game. You can see our teams up there on the screen there. I'm still rolling with the double water strategy here, so we'll see how this kind of plays out. I lead Nidoqueen against her Alolan Ninetales, which is a very favorable matchup. Got to switch out of there fast, though, because she brings in that barrel. So I switch to my Skunk Tank. I do end up shielding that first Surf because I want to put on some shield pressure with these crunches. Farming it down a little bit with those poison jabs. Throw out the first crunch here. I get her first shield, which is great. I'm almost able to get to that second crunch before she throws this charge move, but she goes for the Surf. I'm able to get to this second crunch. I have just a little bit of health left on this Skunk Tank. Able to take out the barrel. Now she brings the Alolan Ninetales back in, so I'm just gonna bring my Nidoqueen back in, continue to farm a little bit. She switches out there into Umbreon. At this point, I'm going for the Earth Power, trying to get rid of her last shield, or hopefully get the defense drop. She does not end up shielding that, so I just switch into my barrel now that Umbreon's around half health. This is going to be a foul play. Just going to let Barrel tank it. And then I'm going to try to put on some shield pressure with these Surfs, but she ended up stacking 2 foul plays back to back, so very good move there. Get to this Surf. I'm expecting this last shield to go right here. She does shield that. And I'm trying to get to this Surf. I'm able to get to it before she gets to another foul play, so she over-farmed there a little bit. Playing risky, trying to get that energy advantage. There's that Ninetales, but I have a very healthy Nidoqueen, still have a shield, and I'm able to throw the Earth Power here, which should win me this first game. There we go, so good first match there. She's got that Raichu on her team, which discourages me a little bit from running the double water strategy. So let's see what we end up bringing here in the second match. I try to practice with Katie as much as possible. She sometimes gets annoyed that I ask her to practice all the time, but as you'll see in this best of 3, she's really been getting pretty good. She's kind of figuring out some of my strategies here, and it kind of bites me in the butt. So I got Umbreon, Alolan Ninetales, and Barrel. Whenever I bring in Alolan Ninetales, not as the lead, I tend to lose. So normally when I run Alolan Ninetales, I put it in the lead spot, but in this example here, don't have it in the lead. If I remember correctly, I think it does not work out well for me. So we're just both building up energy here. I was trying to QSA on that last resort, but she was not throwing any charge moves. She's just building up energy as well. She's used to me trying to get the self piggyback and trying to get the energy advantage. So I think she learned from that, and she's doing the same thing. Just going straight last resort, I was able to sneak in a Snarl in between those charge moves, which is really good for me. Trying to get the energy advantage here, trying to win this mirror match. These Umbreon mirror matches happen all the time in the Ferocious Cup. So you got to get some good practice at how to play these out. Now she only has a little bit of health left. She's within this last resort range, so this should take her out, unless she ends up shielding it, which I doubt. So I win the lead there, which is great. She brought in her Ninetales and was able to get some energy off there, 2 charms. I did not bring an anti-charmer here, so my best option, I know her Umbreon is gone, so I'm just going to mirror with my Alolan Ninetales. It's got the slight health advantage, but she has the slight energy advantage. So this is going to be the Psyshock here. Going to have to shield this because I want to try to win this matchup. And it's pretty much going to come down to what she has in the back. I just straight up farm her. I throw the Psyshock here, which hopefully is still going to draw a shield, which is good, but that wouldn't have done that much damage. So now I already know this is pretty much a loss because it's a skunk tank with an energy advantage against Babarrel. Even though Babarrel has the health advantage right here, she's going to be able to get through these charge moves. She goes for Sludge Bomb right off the bat, which in that scenario I think you should go Crunch, try to save a little bit more energy. But as you'll see, this gets very close at the end. I'm almost able to get to that Surf. But she gets to this charge move, which is the Sludge Bomb. So with that energy advantage, she was able to get 2 Sludge Bombs, so she was going to win that no matter what. Good game there. So we're tied 1-1 right now. She comes to all the tournaments that I go to as well, and it's always hilarious when we get matched up in the official tournament because we always practice so much together. So it's always a good time. Final match here. I am bringing in Nidoqueen, my anti-charmer here, but Umbreon lead again, Nidoqueen and Babarrel. Let's see how it plays out. Knowing that she has Raichu, Vaporeon might be a safer water to bring in now that I'm thinking about it. Because that Brick Break from Raichu is also going to be doing super effective damage to Babarrel. But now, this lead matchup is really interesting. Leading Nidoqueen against an Umbreon. Umbreon does win this match, but as you'll see, she goes for the Earth Power here. I don't shield that first move. I know I can win this lead, but that Earth Power did a significant amount of damage, so whatever charge move she is going to throw next, I need to shield that, otherwise Umbreon is really not going to have a good time. And Nidoqueen is just bulky enough that it can tank 2 foul plays. So she puts the shield pressure on here, goes straight Earth Power again. I have to shield that. And in that scenario, I should have tried to farm a little bit more. And that might have played out a little bit differently. But now she brings in that Alola Ninetales, and because I had a decent amount of health remaining, she was able to farm like 3 charms worth of energy there. So I'm going to have to come in Nidoqueen. I'm expecting her to switch out here soon, but she stays in here for a long time. Oh my goodness, these poison jabs are chunking it down. But she forces my last shield out, because that Psyshock would have done an insane amount of damage. So I'm still just farming this. I know she's not going to be able to get to another Psyshock. And what does she have in the back? Doesn't matter what it is, I'm throwing Earth Power. It ends up being Umbreon. I have my full health Babarrel still. I throw another Earth Power. I actually got the defense debuff on that first one, so I'm hoping that I can win this one out. But now my Nidoqueen is in range of being KO'd by a foul play. So I swap in my Babarrel to catch this foul play. I still don't know what was the correct play here because, as you'll see, it's very close. This match is very close, but she's able to get to another foul play. One more foul play is going to do it for this Babarrel. I'm trying to get to a charge move here. I get to the Surf, which is really good. But now she's able to, she's farming fast moves. She throws the foul play right there. She could have farmed even like one more Snarl, but she's playing it safe. Knocks me out with the foul play, and she has enough energy to throw another foul play. And this ends up taking out my Nidoqueen. So Katie ends up beating me in this best of 3. Holy cow. We got it on camera and everything, so it is official. Very close matches there, and she's definitely been learning a lot and improving, which is really awesome to see. This next set of matches is up against TriedEnvision, which we've seen on this channel a couple times. He is still not rocking an Umbreon, which is very interesting. So I feel like my Alolan Ninetales really does not have very much value against his team. You can see he's got Alolan Marowak, he's got Alolan Sandslash. Both of those are pretty hard checks to Alolan Ninetales. So, but I lead Barrel, throwing the surf here, putting the shield pressure on. So I do end up losing that match. In the Sims, sometimes you're able to win. Barrel is sometimes able to win that matchup against Alolan Ninetales, but I should have done a couple more water guns before I threw that first surf because I ended up losing that lead, which really sucked. But I was able to farm it down with my Skuntank, which is great. And now Skuntank with energy advantage, as we know, is ridiculously good in this cup. He brings in the Barrel. I bring in my Vaporeon trying to catch this surf. And I am able to catch it, which is great. So this is one of the times where I ran a double water strategy. And there's that Alolan Sandslash, which I highly suspected that he would bring in. Looking at my Skuntank and my Nidoqueen and Alolan Ninetales, Alolan Sandslash has a lot of really good matchups. So I prepped for it a little bit with that double water. And it ended up working out because he ended up bringing it in, which is great. These ice punches are so spammy, and even though it's resisted damage, those really build up over time. I'm very tempted to run Alolan Sandslash this weekend for the big tournament that I have on Sunday, but I'm just going to stick with my current line of 6 because it's been working good, and I'm just going to keep practicing with that. There's that Barrel again. I throw the Aqua Tail. I bring in my Skuntank to farm even a little bit more energy, but I mean, it's game over right there. So good first match. He's rocking Double Charm. And that Lickitung is kind of being used as an anti-water almost because it learns Power Whip, that grass type move. Very interesting. I don't actually think I've ever battled against it, but it's been on his team of 6 for a while. But I don't think I've seen it come in very frequently. All right, trusty line of 3 yet again. Umbreon, Nidoqueen, and Barrel. Let's see how this plays out. So this is a positive lead for me, but as we will see, the Ice Punches really ramp up fast. So he can get to an Ice Punch before I can get to Foul Play, but it's okay. No need to shield these Ice Punches. Gonna try to go for 2 Foul Plays back to back. I don't think I actually got enough Snarls off there though. He lets that one go through. Oh, I must have been counting correctly while I was battling and not right now. It takes 7 Snarls to have 2 Foul Plays banked up. These Ice Punches are really being annoying here. So I just throw this Foul Play before he's able to get to another one. Finally get a shield out of him, which is what I was hoping for this entire time. If this is an Ice Punch, it will not knock me out. It ends up being an Ice Punch and not Bulldoze, which is good. Go straight for the Foul Play. This is either going to burn a second shield or win me the lead matchup. It is still alive. Oh, and he switches out and is able to charm me down with that Alolan Ninetales, but this is a very bad situation for him because now just completely going to farm this down. One of the worst things I feel like you can do in this cup is get your Umbreon switch locked or get your Alolan Ninetales switch locked against its hardest counters. So that's why whenever I run Alolan Ninetales, I never switch in Alolan Ninetales because it is so devastating to get fully farmed down by the anti-charmer. There's the Delcatty, so he ran Double Charm here. Thank goodness I brought in Nidoqueen, which is my hardest check to the Charmers. These Poison Jabs are only doing neutral damage because Delcatty is a normal type that learns Charm. And I am just barely able to get to that Earth Power, thank goodness. He's got so much energy banked at this point, he's trying to just charm me down. Take out Delcatty. There's that Alolan Sandslash, but I have a full health Barrel and a shield, so that ended up being a good match for me. Good games there. Alolan Marowak is interesting. That Fire Spin is really nice against Alolan Ninetales. But it takes neutral damage from the Psyshocks that Alolan Ninetales throws. And it's weak to water, and it's weak to Umbreon. So not sure how I feel about that as an anti-charmer in this cup. Doesn't work for me personally, but I'm rolling double water again here. Barrel as the lead. Skunk Tank as my safe switch, and then Vaporeon in the back. So, amazing lead right here. With Barrel's normal typing as well, even though Shadow Balls would hardly do anything, Bone Club would hardly do anything. He brings in a Alolan Sandslash, so this is still a good matchup for me. So I'm just leaving Barrel in here. I get hit by the Bulldoze. It's alright though. I bring in Vaporeon. Just trying to give both my water types some energy here. And since he switched, I just decided I might as well switch too. Try to build up energy in both Pokemon. He lands another Bulldoze. But again, that is the correct move to do. But it doesn't get Stab, and it's not a very strong move to begin with. So I just saved my shields. There's Alolan Ninetales. I still have a Skuntank. So this is looking like a very good lineup for me so far. Double Water is pretty fun to run in a line of 3, but it is also pretty risky because you lose to Umbreon if they have an electric type on their team. And if they have a Lanoon, I still like to run Barrel because it takes like super resisted damage from those Shadow Claws, and you can actually end up winning that matchup, which is ridiculous. So Skuntank is able to almost get that Ninetales out of here. But these crunches are also going to be doing super effective damage to Alolan Marowak. So all 3 of my Pokemon that I brought in hit Alolan Marowak for super effective damage. I had a Surf stored up. I bring this in, just putting unbelievable pressure on this Alolan Marowak. Trying to just fast move, farm it down right there, but he is able to get to this charge move. Ends up being the Bone Club. Probably didn't have to shield that, but I'm assuming he might have been able to get to the second one, but he actually didn't. There's that Alolan Ninetales. Hardly has any health, but I'm just going straight Hyper Fang. And it takes it out, which is great. So that's the end of this video. Thank you everyone very much for watching. I have a big tournament coming up on Sunday that I'm very excited for, so be looking for that video. If you like this, please hit the like button and feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.